Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Arcane Forge. My name's Josh, and today we're going to be starting day 1 of the Drawtober challenge, a challenge to draw 31 non-digital illustrations throughout the month of October. These illustrations are made using 31 random prompts from a random word generator, and you're very welcome to join me and illustrate using these prompts, or using your own prompts. Let's get creative. So today's prompt for number 1 is the word key, and I immediately hit a kind of creative roadblock coming up with this one, because key as a word is quite vague. Do I take it literally and just draw a key? I mean, that does seem like something that I could fit into a day. That is the kind of challenge with these things as well. You have to do it in the day that you get the prompt, and you have to fit it around your normal everyday life. So trying to keep things on the simple end of the scale is important, but at the same time, this is the first time that I've been able to video one of these, so I wanted to make it kind of complicated. When I was first sort of playing around with ideas and kind of sketching these out and things like that, I first thought of drawing either just a key or perhaps a winged key, kind of maybe something like, in Harry Potter there's that kind of challenge where Harry has to catch a bunch of keys with little fairy wings and things like that to enter the Chamber of Secrets. Thought of maybe doing a keyblade like Kingdom Hearts, but then I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I do like the idea of someone using a key as a weapon. But then one of the things that also strikes me is that I get quite frustrated in D&D with the idea of, unusual and magical items always seeming to be weapons. I feel like there's so much more to the game than just hitting stuff. So I didn't really want to draw just, a weapon for this. So I went to what I know best, which is weird-ass creatures, and I decided to make this little, giant, I suppose, key demon, key giant, key god, whatever you want to call it. A creature with dozens of keys for fingers that will unlock different things. Attached to the idea of keys, I thought, doors, what do keys unlock? Doors, so maybe having a lot of doors all over his body. And that kind of spawned the idea of maybe this thing being so massive that it has like a whole city or several cities all over its body, and what might those look like? What might this creature be made of if you can build homes out of it and live on top of it? And so I kind of wanted to make this thing look relatively, although creepy and weird, slightly docile and maybe not friendly, but that kind of not particularly relatable, not particularly understandable, but definitely not sort of hostile type of creature. So I gave it a large central eye with a few eyelashes for kind of familiarity, kind of eyes of the window to the soul and what have you. And I decided to draw these ornate kind of arcanthus leaf patterns all over it around the kind of keyhole in its chest and on its arms and things like that, mostly because that's good practice. I've just kind of learned how to draw arcanthus leaf patterns and I really love them. I will literally buy any object that has arcanthus leaf patterns on them. My home is filled with objects that I pick up from car boot sales and charity shops and what have you that have these kind of ornate, characterful arcanthus leaf patterns on them, because I think they're really beautiful, and I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with ornateness. I'm a little bit obsessed with flourishes like that. I feel like they add a lot of character to things that I think a lot of modern furniture and a lot of artistry seems to be lacking. So I tend not to buy anything really from IKEA or, anything like that, which is a real hassle because IKEA is really, really useful and it's really nice. And the things that you get from there are often very sturdy and functional and all of that kind of stuff. So definitely not sort of hoping to dissuade anyone from shopping in IKEA. I really love the kind of ornateness and character and soulfulness of objects that have this kind of pattern, and it bothered me that I wasn't able to draw that. So I found a few tutorials online and have started kind of practicing. That's one of the big things for Inktober or Drawtober for me, is that it should be something that takes you out of your comfort zone and teaches you something. You should be learning during this. I don't often, as an artist, get a chance to learn new skills during my Monster Mondays. On the upside, like, I do learn little bits and I get to practice certain things I don't usually, that I wouldn't otherwise get to draw. But the thing is, like, there's a particular style to Monster Mondays now. There's a kind of process to it, so there's not a great deal of room for me to experiment as an artist and try new things and learn new things and screw up, basically. Drawtober is a time to screw up and mess things up and get things wrong and kind of learn how to do new stuff. So I wanted to incorporate this thing that I've been trying to learn. There's a few things like that that I hope to include in Drawtober over this month that I've been practicing and learning for the first time and might get terribly wrong, but when else am I going to have a chance to freely explore failure, basically, you know? But that said, I don't think this drawing really comes out as a failure. I really enjoyed it. I think I did stick to my comfort zone a little bit too much because it was a freaky kind of aberration creature. Lots of twisting flesh and machinery and all this kind of stuff all fused together, which I really love. It was perhaps a little bit too complicated for sort of my regular Drawtobers. It took quite a while. I can't remember how many hours. I'll find out when I'm kind of editing this, I guess. But it was definitely like a kind of whole day piece and not something I should really be doing if I'm trying to fit this in around my day rather than making this my whole day, you know? But still, I really liked it. And I hope you did too. I can kind of picture this creature, you know, striding throughout the land, having made a pact with, you know, ancient people. It's there to keep it safe, but it's also like a curious creature and it likes to collect things and unlock gates to things. Maybe it's a wizarding community that live on this thing's shoulders and on its head and on its hips and so on, and all these keys unlock different dimensions or something like that. And in exchange for using its portal-making abilities, they bring it back gifts, things that it can examine and spy with its massive eye. Kind of symbiotic key creature. Can't really think of a name for this guy, but, you know, if you think of one, leave it down in the comment section. And yeah, let me know how you got on with day one of Drawtober if you're joining me. And otherwise, I think that's going to be it from me today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 2. The prompt is Grace, which... what am I going to do for Grace? Goodness knows. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? The gears in my head are already turning, just like the large gears in this creature's arms that help it function. So, I'll see you back here tomorrow, and I hope you have a good day with what's left of today. Bye.